Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Christian D63 back with another video, and it is finally time for me to play Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Um, I've actually played it for a bit. I played it for a couple hours last night, and I played it for a couple hours today because I didn't want to give like my first impressions. I tried doing that in previous games, and it never ends up well because I don't know any maps. I end up doing terrible. So, um, this is going to be my first impressions after a few hours of playing the game of what I think of it, how I'm feeling about it, and yeah, just overall give kind of like a mini review of what the alpha is. So, right off the bat, the creator class, I like it. It's kind of like it's got the gunsmith is obviously back like in Modern Warfare, but it's a little bit toned down and not as unique. One thing I not necessarily a problem, but something I wish was better. Obviously, like this is fine. This is actually really good, but I wish that there was like more variety. Like every single like rifle has the exact same scopes or opticals, which is fine. Like that's the same thing was in Modern Warfare, but when it comes to like the muzzles, they're all the same. Again, just kind of like in Modern Warfare, they obviously do different things. Suppressors actually are useful now because the mini map is back to being normal. But the barrels, I'm kind of afraid so far. Obviously, we have access to half of them since it's an alpha. We don't know what these bottom three do, but it it feels kind of like there's going to be a very strong meta. Like in Modern Warfare, there's like for a while it was a Merc foregrip, stipple grip tape, no stock, and whatever a barrel of your choosing. This feels like so far paratrooper barrel. There's no reason not to use it. It's like by far like it doubles your damage range, 100% increase to your effective damage range. That's pretty nutty, and it only slows down your aim moving speed. So like when you're strafing, it slows you down when you do that, which is like honestly not that big of a deal. The Marshall foregrip, it has a ton of like upsides with like very minimal hipfire accuracy is worse, but you sprint faster, your base movement speed is faster, your strafing speed while shooting is faster, and your aim moving speed again, so your aim down sight speed is also faster. Like it's got so many upsides with one like pretty minor downside. Honestly, 7% hipfire accuracy is very minimal. Composed to this, like sprint, like you sprint faster, but you sprint out slower. So why would you have that? And this like horizontal recoil, which I guess is pretty decent. I haven't really had too much trouble with controlling recoil with any of these guns. The lasers, we'll have to see more about that, but hipfire accuracy, like I said, the 7% negative is nothing compared to a 33% increase or 20% increase, so that's completely negated by using one of these two. The stock, tactical stock, obviously straight faster, and the sprint pads, faster sprint out times. Again, we don't know what the rest of them are going to be, but like so far in the alpha, this is like basically what I run the same attachments on every single weapon. Is the paratrooper barrel, the Marshall foregrip, the sprint pad, these speed extended mags, extended fast mags, because I get a little bit of horizontal recoil, but like I said, it's really not that hard to control. And then the quick draw handle, faster aiming speed. I don't really want to reduce my sprint out time at all if possible. So that's kind of one thing that I'm kind of like worried about. Obviously, like I keep saying, we don't have access to everything, but it'll be interesting to see how all these attachments are balanced. And I'm afraid that it's going to be like, yeah, you can customize your gun however you want, but there's going to be like the very optimal like setup for every gun. So that's kind of one thing that like I'm wary about. The weapon selection, pretty nice. All these feel pretty different from each other. They're all fun to use. I haven't had any troubles using any of the assault rifles, any of the submachine guns. I really like the type 82, 821, 82-1. I don't know. This is basically an Uzi. I love the Uzi. If you watch my Modern Warfare videos, I absolutely love the Uzi in Modern Warfare, especially after they buffed it. The 74U is very strong right now, as you'll see in the gameplay later. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna have a gameplay of talking more about the game and the mechanics later on in this video. And the MP5 feels fine. All of them feel really good, feel very usable. None of them, I don't feel like I'm at a disadvantage with using any of them, except for like the 74U is just obviously better than everything still. They haven't nerfed it as much as it needs to be. The M16 feels really good. I really like this M16. I'm typically not a big fan of burst rifles. I've never really liked them very much, but this feels really good. It's got a really fast it's got a really slow burst delay, so you can fire pretty quickly, and there's attachments to speed that up. And the Type 83 or Type 63, I haven't used yet, but I'm sure I'll like it. I'm a pretty big fan of semi-auto weapons. They're fun to use. And obviously I love the number of it, Type 63. It's your boy. But even more than the Type 63, and a weapon I'm pretty gonna be really struggling not to main is gonna be the Stoner 63. This thing is pretty friggin' nutty. When you put the attachments that I put on, it's pretty crazy. Oh, I didn't have that. I had this this barrel that makes you so you can strafe faster while shooting, and you aim down sight faster. Oh wait, no, that's not the one I use. I use this one. You can aim fast or move faster while shooting, so it doesn't slow you. Like sometimes in LMGs in Call of Duties, like you will move slow with them, but as soon as you start shooting with them, you feel like you're walking through mud. You slow down tremendously. This thing feels pretty nutty. The setup that I have for it right now, it feels like it's borderline an assault rifle, and it moves really, really well until you start shooting. It definitely still slows you down. But yeah, I had really no problems playing aggressive with it. I really like this gun. Stoner 63. It was made for me basically. The RPD I haven't touched much yet, but I feel like it'll be fine. I've seen people using it and they do pretty good with it. The snipers, very strong. I'm very bad with them, but I had a couple games where I was just getting absolutely hammered by dudes that were quick scoping me. It was very miserable and not very fun. But they already said they are gonna change the tuning with them, so I'm not gonna talk too much about them because it's kind of pointless. Secondaries, the Spaz 12 is pretty fun. Use it every now and then when I'm overkilling with a sniper or something. People like to want to push me. I'll just swap to this and use that. I haven't used the pump action yet, but I have gotten killed by it a few times, so it doesn't seem broken at all. It doesn't seem overpowered really. It seems fine. The 1911 is decent. Obviously, it's a secondary. You don't really want to run around with it being your primary. The Diamatti, basically the Raffica or whatever burst pistol you like to call. Pretty fun. It's a nice secondary to have like in your back pocket when you're sniping. Just if someone pushes you, might not be expecting you to have a burst pistol in your pocket. So it's pretty fine. And the launcher, it's a launcher. It locks on. It does its thing. It's not bad. Tacticals right now, we just have smoke and a stun. Which are kind of annoying because people really spam them a lot. I hope like when the full game comes out and they have more equipment to choose from, I won't be getting stunned like 50 times a game. It gets kind of annoying. Thankfully I have Tac Mask. Tac Mask is a godsend. Frag, same thing. People just throw frags left and right. I do it too. I spawn in, I just start heaving frags. It's pretty fun to do. Although I have a problem with it because I think the reticle or like something is messed up with the trajectory. I try to throw them and it never works out the way that I want it to. I've killed myself more times with frags than I've killed enemies with frags because they just don't throw, like it's not as intuitive as it should be. It doesn't feel right. C4, they nerfed it pretty heavy from Modern Warfare. It's pretty balanced. I haven't really died to it yet. It's pretty easy to counter. Field upgrades, the field mic is, I don't really use these as much as I should. Proximity mine's kind of not that good. Pretty easy to avoid. Haven't died to it yet. SAM turret doesn't really do much. I mean, it's nice to just set and forget and it'll take down spy planes over time, but really it's nothing crazy. Jammer's annoying to go up against, but it's pretty easy to avoid. And they're pretty easy to spot. Field mic is probably the best one so far. I hope they add more field upgrades so there's more variety instead of just field mics all over the place. Um, but I am glad that it's countered by dead silence, which isn't very dead silent. I keep getting sound hoarded. It's kind of annoying, but all that can be tuned. Uh, as far as perks, not I'm not gonna talk too much about them right now because obviously, again, alpha, and they're gonna add more things later on. But pretty much every single one of my classes. Actually, I'm gonna talk about this real quick. The wild cards. They definitely need to add more wild cards because right now all I'm seeing is perk greed and gunfighter. Nothing else. No, there's no variety. Everyone's running around with 6 perks and just being kind of like super soldiers, but it's not. The perks aren't stupid overpowered, so it's not that big of a deal. No, yeah, gunfighter. Some people like to have three extra attachments on their primary weapon, which is fine. It's not crazy broken, whatever. Lawbreaker. I haven't really touched too much, but it'll be fun to do once the full game comes out. Run around. I feel like Lawbreaker is gonna be the most fun for like trying to have fun. You know, you can do silly things like run around with 2 pistols, 2 shotguns, dual sniper. You know, this is basically like it allows you to just use whatever gun in whatever slot and whatever perk in whatever slot. So it allows for the most creativity when creating a class. In Danger Close, I feel like we'll be better once the full game comes out. It allows you to have two tacticals, 2 lethals, and you start off with max ammo, which is pretty nice for some guns that there's nothing really that shoots crazy fast. So I haven't really had much problem with running out of ammo. Also, because everyone uses like the same guns. It's not that hard to run over ammo. So I use perk greed on every single one of my classes because I don't think 3 extra attachments is going to help me that out as much as 3 extra perks will. Basically, I use the exact same setup on every class because engineer, there's no care package, so there's no point in using it. Score streaks are pretty easy enough to see. I mean, it's useful for getting down like field mics and like jammers. You can find them and break those. But tac mask and flak jacket are like a must in this game, especially after I talk about something later. But yeah, tac masks, I don't like getting stunned. It actually works, unlike Modern Warfare's where it doesn't really do anything. Scavenger, I haven't really ran into problems with running out of ammo. Quartermaster allows you to recharge your equipment. Really nice to have just extra grenades and stuns throughout a game, especially when you start going on streaks. Tracker really, I don't know if it like isn't working or if it's being countered by Ghost or Cold-Blooded, but I don't really notice the tracker footprint, so I don't really think it does much. I mean, I guess you do like you have the pinging ability where you aim at someone and they show up on the mini map, so I've gotten some extra score from that, but it really doesn't do much. But I don't really run into problems with ammo, so even if not, I just pick up another gun. Cold-Blooded, once people really start getting high-end streaks, will be pretty good. So far right now, you don't really see thermals. You don't really see... I haven't really had much of a need to use Cold-Blooded. Ghost and Ninja all the way. You move quieter. You're counter the field mic. Ghost, you're undetectable by spy planes. You have to move, which I really like. It keeps me from sitting still for too long, and I'm a big fan of that because it keeps other people from standing still for too long. And yeah, I think it's really well balanced. Ghost in this game is actually really good. So that's for create a class. I think right now it's really good. I'm really excited to play through it in the whole game. And yeah, there's really not much I would improve besides, you know, a little bit more variety in the actual attachments. But, you know, it'd be nice to have like different names of stuff, which I guess they do. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I'm excited to see more equipment, more perks, more wild cards, more weapons. Like this alpha is fantastic, and I'm having a lot of fun playing it. Most of the time, I'll talk about that here in the actual gameplay. But yeah, as far as menus, feels great. Options feel great. Score streaks, R60 haven't really touched yet. Spy plane, everyone's running spy planes. good for learning how the game flows and seeing where enemies like to bunch up and where they spawn, and really nice just to have. War Machine straight up overpowered. It is broken. It's going to get nerfed. I don't want it to get nerfed yet because I haven't I haven't ran into it much. I've gotten killed by it twice, but it is absolutely nutty when you see what the things that you can do with this thing. Attack helicopter is garbage. I think I've died to it like once, and I've gotten it once, and I think it only got me like 1 or 2 kills. Chopper gunner on satellite, absolutely disgusting. It kills everyone, it kills everything. It doesn't care who you are, it will kill you. On satellite. Moscow and Miami, terrible. There's too many buildings and you can't get any kills. But on satellite and some more open maps, this thing is going to be absolute terror to have. But I think this right now for the alpha, this is for sure the setup to run. It's Spy Plane, War Machine, and Chopper Gunner, and as you guys will see in the gameplay that I play. But yeah, as far as operators, don't really care too much about that. There's no customization right now, so doesn't really matter. It doesn't make sense to talk about it right now. But yeah, that does it for the my thoughts on Create a Class and balance of things right now, and what I'm hoping for in the full release. And now I'm gonna cut to a gameplay of me having a really good comeback on Satellite Domination, and I'll be talking through it. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Okay, so I just got done talking about like the menus, create a class, and stuff like that. Basically, the classes and setups that you can use. Now I'm going to talk about the gameplay and how the game feels. It doesn't feel as smooth as Modern Warfare. It doesn't look as good as Modern Warfare, but it plays a lot better than Modern Warfare. The time to kill is slower. You don't die as fast. I really like that. I feel like there's actual like gunfights in this game. Right there, I was able to get felt like I was getting shot, and I was able to slide around a corner and stay alive. In Modern Warfare, I would have died a lot sooner. That was just a bad play on my part. I like the sliding. The sliding is fun. Need to get better at it. I feel like it's made to get around corners and surprise people. You slide really, really fast. I don't know if they're going to tone that down or not. I don't know how I feel about them toning that down or not. I like it personally because it makes it more fast-paced. It makes it more fun for me. There's kind of like bunny hopping, not as to the extent of Modern Warfare, but you can definitely still do it if you have the right gun. You have enough like strafe speed or something, enough mobility attachments on it, I guess. Yeah, as you can see, the stuns are annoying. I just throw stuns and throw grenades like all the time. Head glitching is really strong. The AK-74U also very strong. That's what I'm using throughout most of this game. I switched over to a different gun later on. Other things I like about this game is there's actual headshot multipliers. Like, it rewards actually aiming. So it kind of like makes me realize I'm not that as good of a player as I thought, because I missed a lot of shots. But it's fine, you know. This is actually like makes me want to improve. You know, like I know that I can be better by just aiming and hitting more shots. I don't know. The game just feels a lot better. I personally like Treyarch games a lot better than the Infinity Ward games. Yeah, I like the score streak changes. I personally like. Everyone was afraid that there would be like chopper gunners and like top tier streaks raining down every single game. It took me a bit to like get a chopper gunner. I actually didn't get a chopper gunner until the game before this. Once I figured out how to, you know, what to do to get it properly and easily. But yeah, once people start figuring it out, I think it might be a little bit of a problem, but it's not as easy to get as a lot of people assumed it would be. Because in all the games I've played, I've been the only person to call in any chopper gunners. No one's called a chopper gunner in on me. There's been a few attack choppers, but no chopper gunners. Granted, that could probably be because they just don't run it. or whatever, but I haven't ran into many people get more than 6,000 score. It's pretty rare. Sometimes I feel like I get melted really instantly. Right there, I just got a bunny hop. That guy bunny hopped on me. Let's see here. Let me look at my notes. Yeah, oh yeah, I was talking about score streaks. The cooldown is fine. I don't really have too big of a opinion on the score streak cooldown. I didn't like how at the beginning of this next round we get streaked on really hard. Like they were just calling in all of their streaks at the beginning of the match, and it was pretty miserable. We're just getting hammered. The objectives feel good. I like how they made the capture zones a bit bigger. It allows for more play. It allows for you to maneuver more. You don't have to just sit there and hide and cover and cower as you're trying to capture an objective. It allows you to be there capturing, but still be able to maneuver and get kills and be a more objective, aggressive player. I think a lot of people don't play the objective because it was too small. Like you had to be in this very confined space and you're very easy to kill. These bigger areas allow for you to play more, just play more and not just sit there and cower in the corner. I like the map designs. I like a lot. There's a lot of flanking routes, and if you learn the maps, you can do really well. I like Satellite a lot because it's just, even though it looks really open, there's a lot of elevation and a lot of level changes that make it really fun to play. And again, as I was saying, when it comes to score streaks, there's not really that big of a problem. I think that I don't know what they could do with the chopper gunner for the other maps, because it does absolutely terrible in Moscow and Miami. I got it in Moscow, and I can only imagine how bad it would be in Miami. I've seen gameplay of it; it's not very good. But on Satellite, whenever you get a chopper gunner, it's game over. That thing just shreds. It's so you spawn out in the open. You'll see it later in this game. But yeah, it's pretty nutty. Let's see. I don't know. I'm trying to talk about this game and more other things. I've pretty much said most of what I have to say about Cold War. Honestly, the only thing I can hope for is that there's a little bit less. There's no skill-based matchmaking. It's an alpha. People say there is. People say there isn't. I don't really know. Right here, I switched to the Stoner 63 to shoot down their attack chopper because I am that player. The Stoner does really good at shooting down streaks. It does a lot of damage, especially once you put on the right barrel. Look at that. That's without the damage barrel. That thing got absolutely destroyed. So I tried playing with it for a little bit. This thing is pretty good. I really like it. Definitely for sure be using this a lot in the full game. But yeah, that thing does a lot of damage over a lot of distance. Oh man, I was getting absolutely destroyed by that guy. I didn't even notice. Oh yeah, I was talking about balance. Treyarch, I don't know what to do. Treyarch loves their LMGs, man. I'm telling you. I have not played a Treyarch game besides Black Ops 1 and World at War where LMGs were not absolutely just powerhouses. They liked some strong LMGs. The LSAT and the hammer in Black Ops 1 were absolutely nutty. Oh, and here's that barrel that increases the damage towards vehicles. This chopper stood no chance. It gets absolutely hammered by me. It would have been done sooner if I could actually aim properly. But yeah, that barrel is actually nutty for shooting down streaks. I'm definitely going to be patient for when people find that out. As I was saying, yeah. Back to the Stoner. Black Ops 2 had the LSAT and the hammer, which were pretty nutty. Black Ops 3 had the Dingo, the BRM, and the Dredge, which were all freaking powerhouses. Those things were freaking killer. Black Ops 4 had the Titan. I don't even need to talk about the Titan. That thing was one of the most strongest guns in the game. It would 3-shot you. It didn't care what you. It didn't care who you were. It didn't care if you were health boosted by Crash with body armor. it would just kill you. It had no remorse. That thing was freaking nuts. I loved it. It had the Hades, the crossbar Hades, which freaking you felt like a snake walking around. And there was another one. Oh yeah, the VKM, the two-shotting beast. In a game with a slow time to kill, when you were able to kill in 2 shots, that thing was something else. Yeah, Treyarch definitely likes having some strong LMGs. Yeah, I was talking about score streaks earlier too. Yeah, the easiest way to get a chopper gunner is getting the War Machine. The War Machine is absolutely nutty in this game. It, like, if you want to get high-end streaks, you have to get what am I talking about? Oh, the War Machine. There we go. Yeah, that thing, you can get multi-kills like it's nothing. Like, it's pretty cheesy, and I feel like it's going to get nerfed. I'm not entirely sure how they'll nerf it. Whether, I don't think they can, like, nerf the damage, because it's a pretty high-end streak. Like, it's like 3,000 or 4,000 score to get. So it's not the easiest thing to get. Like, I didn't get until, like, the game's almost over. The enemy has 170 points, and I still haven't gotten it. But, like, once you get it, it's just... it's, like, all downhill for the enemy team from then on, once you get the War Machine. I'll put a clip of me playing in Miami. Not Miami. Moscow.
We're in the lead.
Chopper gunner awaiting orders.
Hostile sniper in the towers overhead. Report their operation. Exiting AO.
Holy fuck, the chopper gunner sucks dick on this map.
Strike inbound.
When I get it, and when I got my first chopper gunner. But yeah, once you get that, it's just... they stand no chance. I don't know whether that was because my enemies didn't have flak jacket. A few of them did, but still, you just shoot 2 shots, pop, pop, and they're just gone. Obliterated. Right here was a really messy gunfight. Yeah, that pistol's not as good as I thought it would be. I get the War Machine, and as soon as I get the War Machine, I basically am guaranteed the attack chopper. It allows you to get on the multi-kill streaks and just really rack up the score. They might tone down how much ammo you start off with it, but I don't know what happened there. It cut away at the video. It didn't show me getting the rest of the kills, but yeah, I ended up getting a chopper gunner. And here's the destruction that I was talking about. They just spawn out in the open, and they have nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. It's just absolute like mayhem when you get the chopper gunner on this map. It's really fun. But yeah, this game was pretty crazy. We started off, it was like pretty much like a fighting uphill like the whole game, but I was able to get this chopper gunner and turn the game around. We captured B, I helped capturing B, and then once we had that, we were able to hold on to B and ended up winning by 1 point. As soon as they get out of the chopper gunner, the score is 199 to 199. We have 2 flags, and we win 201 to 200. That game was close. It was probably one of the closest games I've had in a long time. And it felt really good. It felt nice to be able to come back and turn the tide by getting the chopper gunner. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on Call of Duty Cold War. I'll make another video, just another gameplay video. I won't talk throughout the whole time. It'll just be me playing, talking some smack as usual. But yeah, I go
Holy shit, we actually won that.
51 and 31.
Let's go!
Bro, this game is ass, bro. This game is ass, man. Honestly, fucking garbage ass game.
Dude, fucking get better, man. Don't complain.
This guy got
We
mad.
made that comeback.
Y'all niggas was garbage as fuck.
Oh yeah, is that why we won?
Yeah, I won about 1 point. Chill out. That's crazy.
Hey, a win's a win. Hey, I don't want to hear it. I still
No
won.
rap from this shit, bro.
He got mad. But anyways, yeah. So that was Call of Duty Cold War. Hope you guys enjoyed, and be on the lookout for the full game once it comes out. Bye.